Hello lovely language learners, welcome to video number 5 in my introductory series about political science for English language learners. Today's video is more philosophical in nature. We're going to talk about the good life. What is the good life? Let's find out. The English word politics comes from the Greek word politikos, which means of or about the polis. The polis does not mean police, it means a city-state, the basic political community of the ancient Greeks. Two famous Greek city-states were Athens and Sparta. There are still city-states today. Three modern examples are Singapore, Monaco, and the Vatican City. In his book Politics, the ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle argued that humans are political by nature. He also believed that politics is the best activity for humans. In this video, we'll learn about Aristotle's life, his theory of human nature, and his view of politics. Aristotle was from northern Greece, and his father was a doctor for the king of Macedon. When he was 17 years old, Aristotle became a student of the famous philosopher Plato. After studying under Plato for 20 years, he became an independent scholar. In 342 BCE, the king of Macedon asked Aristotle to teach his son, Alexander, who later became Alexander the Great. BCE, by the way, means before the Common Era. Any date after 0 is CE, Common Era. Aristotle taught Alexander for 6 years and then started his own school in Athens. As a scholar, Aristotle thought that political science was the study of goods. By goods, he didn't mean products. He meant what is good for us and how we ought to live. In order to know what is good for something or someone, Aristotle argued you must first understand its nature. If we want to know what is good for humans, for example, we must understand human nature. Aristotle called humans zoon politikons, or the political animal. By his definition, humans are animals that naturally live together in political communities. Because it is natural for us, it is the only way that we can live a good life. Aristotle thought that families existed before communities, but he said that families are not political. That is because families are created by impulse. Well, probably this is more true in ancient times, whereas a community is created by reason. For Aristotle, reason is the highest human ability, and it can only be developed living together in community. When we live by reason in a community, we are living the good life, the life of politics. Aristotle's teacher Plato had an ideal view of politics, whereas Aristotle's view was empirical. In his book, The Republic, Plato tried to understand politics by imagining and describing the ideal political community. Some modern scholars argue that Plato's actual purpose was to found a new political community. Aristotle, on the other hand, studied political communities that already existed in order to try to identify the best one. In other words, he developed his political theory using evidence. His purpose, scholars argue, was to preserve and improve political communities that already existed. Aristotle's ideas about politics are still very influential. He believed that there is a value to politics and that we cannot be fully human without it. According to his theory, we are naturally political, so the good life is in a political community. In a political community, we can develop our highest ability, reason. When we think about politics today, we often ask the same questions that Aristotle asked. What is the good life and how can we achieve it? What do you think the good life is, politically speaking? Comment below. I'll see you in the next video in which we'll talk about classical styles or types of government. MORKSENSEI, signing out. Mwah.